Why, hello there, old sports, and welcome to the Dreamshield only challenge. Yes, I'm really doing this. So the thing about Dreamshield is, unlike Sharp Shadow, it only scales off your base snail damage. So Fury of the Fallen or Strength do not affect the damage of it. So that means I will be working with base nail damage until I upgrade the nail. And then it will only be... My max damage I'll be able to do is 21 if I upgrade it to the Pure Nail, which I won't. So I don't end up upgrading to Pure Nail, I only upgrading to Coiled Nail. So the max damage I'm doing per hit is 17. And for, I might get to the, I'll mention this again later, but the Radiance has 1700 health. So that means I need to hit the Radiance 100 times with the Dreamshield to kill her. So, yeah. After escaping King's Pass, I immediately decide to rush to the Elder Balder. Because, for some reason, you can kill it with Dreamshield. And the thing about Dreamshield, or killing the Balder with Dreamshield, is it's really hard. It's not frame perfect like Long Nail is, but it's still really difficult for no reason. Well, no, there is a reason. It's the fact that you're not supposed to be able to do it. It's the fact that you can do it is unintentional. But, yeah, so Dreamshield is not the preferred weapon of choice against Elder Balder. And I ended up looking it up. Elder Balder only starts spitting the babies once you have Vengeful Spirit, so fun fact for you all, I guess. Anyways, it took me forever to kill it, so yeah. Also, fun fact, if you kill the Vengefly King with anything that doesn't drop Zotes, you have to actually hit Vengefly King to get it to come down and fight you and drop Zote, and if you kill it before that through any means, Zote will die. Because I come back later, and I see Zote's corpse like I never fought the Vengefly King at all, so keep that in mind, I guess. Next up is the fight with Hornet, and I'm gonna take this time to explain some things. First of all, there's a dead hitbox in the middle of Hornet's arena, specifically this version of Hornet. I don't know why. Maybe it's from, like, the version of her that was standing there in the intro cutscene? I'm not sure. So basically the Dreamshield will hit that sometimes, and that will be annoying, so that's why you see in the footage that I'm staying to the far left of the arena. Also, now would be a good time to explain how Dreamshield actually works. Now, Dreamshield will break upon either hitting an enemy or certain attacks. Certain attacks it will just be fine against and it will completely block, but other attacks will break it or just pierce through it. And Hornet has like 500 HP or something like that, so it takes, or I forget how much HP she has, but it took about 45 hits to kill her. So that was very long and annoying. And this was like my 4th or 5th time doing this. That's why I was able to no-hit it, because I was basically practicing that whole time. So Hornet 1 is not too hard, but it's just kind of a sign of things to come, to be honest, because it shows like, oh, this is going to take a while to get anything done. Now that we have the dash, I rush to the Queen's Station and then to the Fungal Waste and get the Mantis Claw. And once I have the Mantis Claw, I then go get Dash Master and rescue Bretta for the Mask Shard that's in her house for some reason. Now that we have our basic movement abilities, I return to the Crossroads and pick up some supplies, including some Mask Shards, and then going to kill the Gruz Mother so I can rescue Sly so I have a shopkeeper so I can buy things. I also realize I'll need to collect more charms for Salubra. While this Brooding Moloch fight plays, there's 2 things I'd like to address. First of all, I'm trying a different editing style for this video. Instead of having all the time-lapse stuff, I'm just cutting around some more stuff. Like instead of speeding up the footage, I'm just making cuts in some places. And this is mostly because someone pointed out that having too much sped up footage may be harmful to epileptic viewers. And that was a really good point I never thought of before. So, I'm sorry if I hurt anyone, that would be bad. And if you want me to I'm trying to do like half and half, where some of the stuff is sped up, some of it isn't, some of it's cut around, some of it isn't. So, if you have any opinions on how the editing should work, go ahead and leave those opinions down in the comments or whatever. And then also, I would like to point out that this challenge isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, oh, we'll get to it later. Some bosses were rough, but, like, I don't know, it's just not that bad, to be honest. It's just tedious. And again, like, it's not like something like Weaverlings where they are very limited in what they can hit. It's like the Dreamshield, you can aim it, so it isn't that hard to hit things with it. The only annoying part is the recovery time for it to regenerate and waiting for it to circle around to a good position. But other than that, it's a pretty, like, honestly, if this was a 1 or 2 notch charm, I think it would be looked upon a lot better than how people see it now. I don't see why it's a 3 notch charm currently, because I feel like that kind of tanks its reputation, because people are like, this is not worth 3 notches, which it isn't. But if it was like 1 notch, I think it would be a lot better. I think people would see it a lot better. They'd be like, yeah, this charm isn't very good, but it's only 1 notch, what's the harm in it? And since it does your nail damage, it's not like the Weaverlings where it was only doing 3 damage per hit. You can get it up to 21 damage per hit, which is, again, it's slow, but it's still a good amount of damage. With Grimchild, like that was only doing 11. After doing some grinding, I make sure to buy the lantern from Sly and a few masks, and like another mask shard before going to the Crystal Peaks. And the Crystal Peaks are pretty easy. Again, it's not really combat focused, so I'm able to kind of just rush through as fast as I can. And then I get the Crystal Heart and the Shopkeeper's Key, and then I skedaddle. And then after that, I go to the resting ground to get the Dream Nail, because it's a key item that I need to complete the game. I don't know why I'm explaining this. This is very obvious. It's a challenge run. Of course I'm going to beat the game. What do you think is going to happen? Okay. After completely ignoring Seeker, I rush out of the hut, room, tent she lives in, and then collect the Dream Tree outside, and then open up the Stag Station, and then go fight Zero. And Zero is easy, because he's Zero. That is all I have to say about Zero. And then after that, I head down to the King's Station through the little shortcut in the elevator thing in the resting grounds, and then after that I go hone my nail. So it's the sharpened nail instead of the broken nail, so I actually have damage output now, so that's wonderful. In all seriousness, I'm going to try to upgrade my nail as quickly as I can up to the coiled nail so I actually have damage that I can use. After fighting some dream bosses, I go fight False Knight. And the thing about False Knight is I run into a problem very quickly, that being that the hitbox for his armor that is there after he gets knocked down, the Dreamshield hits that before it hits the maggot. So by the time it rotates to the maggot, the Dreamshield is regenerating, so I can't do damage to the maggot. Now usually, I would just give up here and then go cry in a corner, like usual. But I just decided for this once, since the armor phase is the actual challenging part of the fight, quote unquote, it's False Knight, but like the armor part of the armor phase is actually the one that you're supposed to put effort into. So I'm just gonna hit him with my nail when he's on the ground. I hope you can forgive me, because he's just sitting there. The Dreamshield should be able to hit him, it just isn't because of weird hitboxes. So hopefully you can forgive me. I hit him with my nail when he's on the ground, but other than that, I only use Dreamshield. So yeah. Other than that, the fight was really easy because again, it's False Knight. What were you expecting? After trying, and failing, to fight Failed Champion, I go back to Seer with some of the essence I've gathered and get Dream Wielder and a Pale Ore. And the thing about Dream Wielder is it's just a good charm. I'm gonna have it on most of the time so I can get soul from enemies by dream nailing them. Then after that, I go strengthen my nail, obviously, and then I go fight Pure Vessel. Or not Pure Vessel, the Broken Vessel. Broken Vessel and Lost Kin are pretty hard, mostly due to the infected balloons, but eventually I'm able to get a victory over them. And again, it's just the balloons. Just try to dodge the balloons and hit the vessel. After fighting our Lost Kin, I go on to fight Failed Champion again, or I try to. Well, I don't know why I said try. I do end up succeeding. The fight is, again, I end up using my nail when he's on the ground, just because it's more convenient, or because it's the only way I can damage him. But I was gonna say more convenient. If I wanted to be convenient, I'd just fight him normally, but that's against the rules. No, but Failed Champion he's difficult sometimes, but you just have to make sure you're being careful. You just have to pay attention to him. Don't be aggressive. After all that, it's time to fight Hornet 2 for the King's Brand. And Hornet 2, I might have cheated here depending on your interpretation of how this challenge is supposed to work, because when she sets up the little spike balls, I hit those with my nail because they were in the way, I guess. And I was like, well, I'm not doing damage to anything because they're not minions, it's just obstacles. So I kind of did like pogoing on stuff. So depending on how you see things, I might have cheated. But other than that, Hornet 2 was pretty easy. I was able to Dream Nail her when she did her Cosmer Storm. So I was able to get Soul there, so I was able to heal. Yeah, it's just Hornet 1 but faster, and I spent way too long trying to fight Hornet 1. So I was used to had the muscle memory to get her attacks dodged pretty easily. So take that, Hornet. Yeah, I don't know. After that, I went and got the Shade Cloak, and then just continued on my way because Shade Cloak opens up some new doors for me, and by that I mean Shade Gates. Now that I can go through Shade Gates, I head to Queen's Gardens and then kill Marmu and then go fight Traitor Lord, and Traitor Lord was pretty easy. I did kind of take a lot of damage near the end, but that was just me being stupid. You can actually Dream Nail Traitor Lord a lot more than I thought you could. Or I mean, like, there's a lot more opportunities to Dream Nail him than you would think. But then again, only if you have Dream Wielder. If you have only normal Dream Nail, you're probably going to get hit, so keep that in mind. Again, Trader Lord is easy. It's Trader Lord. Who cares about Trader Lord? Not the Mantis Sisters, obviously. Sorry. No, Trader Lord's easy. So I get the White Fragment and then skedaddle back to Dirtmouth. Now that I have, I only need about 400 more essence. So that's good, at least.
Ako mania.
Now I'm a bit mad. A little angry, even. So I did a lot of stuff. I fought a bunch of dream bosses, I went to Deep Nest, I got the Tram Pass, I even fought Markoth, because I was like, okay, well usually I don't fight Markoth, but like, I fight the Dreamshield boss with Dreamshield, it's super funny. And then my footage corrupted. Yeah, that's not good. So, I guess if anyone wants, I can upload a video fighting Markoth and Galeon to prove that I did it. And the Watcher Knights to prove that I did that, because I also missed that for some reason, because I should record in smaller bursts at a time, because I tend to record for like 1 or 2 hours at a time. And the problem is, if the footage gets damaged at all, then that's 1 or 2 hours of the run down the drain. So I feel really mad right now, and I feel anxious even making this video now, because I feel like I'm missing a third of it, or not a third of it, like a 6th, 7th maybe. So that's just really annoying, and I'm very frustrated about that, because I put all this work in to do these bosses with fucking Dreamshield, and then no one's gonna believe me now, because I don't have any proof. So god damn it. So that's terrible. And then, so sorry. After all that, I got King Soul, I awoke the Dream Nail, and then I woke the Dream Nail, then did White Palace, then awoke the Dream Nail. Sorry, I can't. I need to be I'm stupid. I got the Essence, then I woke the Dream Nail, then I got the King Soul. How am I saying that out of order like 3 times? And then I went and did the Abyss Climb to get Void Heart. And then the funny thing is, after doing Void Heart, I was like, okay, yeah, now it's time to go fight the Hollow Knight in the Radiance. And then I go into the Black Egg Temple, and there's 2 masks left on the door. Because I walk in and I don't see Hornet, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I walk up to the door, and it's like, oh yeah, you only killed Lurian, dumbass. And I'm like, oh yeah. And the funnier part about that is that I went to Deep Nest, I went all the way to the Hidden Village, and I just didn't go into the Beast's Den. I just immediately went into the Stag Station and went back to Dirtmouth like a dumbass. God, this run is a mess. So that was, at least I could just go straight back to Deep Nest. I didn't have to run through Deep Nest again. I could just go on the Stag. And then after that, I went and killed Umu. So I'll have footage of that playing right now. I don't know. I'm really mad, folks. This was supposed to be like the 1,000 subscriber special, and now it's all a mess, and now I feel stupid. So yippee! I then spent about an hour going around Hallow Nest collecting as many charms as I could so I could get all the charm notches I could so I could equip Hive Blood, which I also got during that, and I'm not going to go over it because you guys don't care, it's just going to be boring or something. I don't know. If you do want to see that in future videos, go ahead and tell me. I don't know exactly what everyone wants to see, so just go ahead and please give me feedback, constructive criticism, all that stuff, because I want to make these videos as good as I can make them. I just don't know what people want to see, and I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time, so I'm trying to cut around a lot of stuff. But if I'm cutting out stuff that's important, please tell me and I'll make sure to include it in the next videos, whatever. Yeah, so I got that, and now I'm finally ready to fight the final bosses. God damn it. First up is the Hollow Knight, obviously, and the Hollow Knight is really, it's harder, it's honestly harder than the other boss, because the Hollow Knight moves around a bit more, and it's harder to, like, align the Dreamshield to hit it, but again, the boss is still pretty easy with all the stuff that we have, like, including Shadow Dash, Wings. The Hollow Knight is really only dangerous if you have, if you have base abilities like Claw and Dash, if you only have those two. If you have the more advanced movement abilities, you should be fine against it most of the time, because you can either jump over or dash through most of its attacks. But I did let myself take quite a bit of damage during this fight, just because I wanted to have as much soul going into the next boss as I could. Because when you go to the next boss, then when all your health gets regenerated, but you keep whatever soul you had. So it's usually not a good idea to heal going into the fight, because you'll waste a bunch of soul that would have been healed anyway. So, yeah. Again, the Hollow Knight only takes about, like, I don't know, like 60, 70 hits, I'm pretty sure. Because I have Coiled Nail by this point, so I forgot to mention that I have Coiled Nail. I got the Pale Ore at the top of Halliness Crown, so I could upgrade my nail one more time, and that is very helpful for the next boss. Finally, after all this time, we've reached the Radiance. And the Radiance is actually a lot easier than I thought she was going to be. I'm not going to lie, this boss was kind of a pushover. Or at least as much of a pushover as any boss can be when you're only using Dreamshield. So the thing is, I have 17 nail damage from the Coiled Nail, and the Radiance has 1700 health. So that means I have to hit her 100 times exactly. And the thing about that is, the Radiance stays still. A lot. I was kind of worried going into this fight that, oh, what if the Dreamshield doesn't connect with her, because she's like a background boss, sort of. So I was worried that the Dreamshield might not even hit her, and then I'd have to end the video with like, well, you can beat the Hollow Knight, but not the Radiance. Bye. No, but thankfully you can hit the Radiance with Dreamshield, and you can also actually block her Sun Orb things, which is kind of funny, considering that this tiny little shield that breaks this tiny little shield that breaks when it hits like a Vengefly can take a burst of energy summoned by the Radiance. But anyways, the Radiance was not that hard. Yeah, the boss fight took 10 minutes, but compared to something like the Weaverling's run, that's 10 minutes is easy. That's like, eventually I did start to take a little bit of damage just because I was getting kind of bored, but like, it was pretty easy, and I actually came up with a strategy. When you have Grubsong and Hiveblood together, if you're patient enough, you have infinite soul, but the Radiance does 2 hits per damage, so I would have a net loss. So for every like hit I took, I'd only regenerate 1 from Hiveblood. So what I would do is I would throw myself into the void, so I only take 1 damage from that, and then I'd heal up with Hiveblood, and then I'd have a little bit of soul. Rinse and repeat over and over, and then I just waited for the Radiance to come close enough to me. So that was my strategy, to have enough soul in case I did take damage, so I could heal it all off. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have gotten another soul vessel, because I'm sure I probably would have been able to buy one from Sly, because you get 1 fragment from Seer, and then you can buy 2 from Sly. Yeah, I could have gotten another soul vessel if I wanted to, but I didn't end up needing it. And again, the Radiance is, yeah, it's a dangerous boss. You need to be careful, but like, it stands still, or she stands still a lot, so you can kind of just jump at her with the Dreamshield, and most of the time it will hit her no matter what rotation it's at. So again, ironically, Dreamshield is actually pretty good for this boss, and I'm glad if it was good for any boss, it was good for the final boss at least, like with the one that's supposed to be the hardest. Lost Kin was harder than this because of the fucking balloons, but the Radiance, I did this first try. I did this first try compared to the Weaverling's run where it took me like 7 or 8 deaths to get her, to kill her. But yeah, so good job me. I did a good. Hopefully this video wasn't too I tried to do some different stuff with this video. I tried to make it a bit shorter. I tried to change the editing style down a little bit. I tried to be more to the point with what I was saying. I hope the video was still enjoyable, even though it was kind of different. If it wasn't, please tell me what I can improve in the next video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is when you're watching this. Goodbye. Boo! Hello, it's me, puppet wraith person thing, creature. I was wanting to say that by the time this video comes out, I'll either be really close to 1,000 subscribers, or this video will push me over 1,000 subscribers. And, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone who's given me all this support recently. It means a lot, and I hope I can keep making videos that you guys find enjoyable. I have plans for, a series where I play, a modded version of Hollow Knight that makes the game way harder. I have plans for, doing some challenges around the Pale Court charms. I have a good amount of ideas right now. Hopefully I don't run out too soon. But the next video I was planning on doing is a small Q&A. So feel free to ask reasonable, appropriate questions about me, and I will try to answer them while I fight like some bosses or something in the background. So yeah, if you want to ask a question, I'll have a pinned comment, and then please leave your questions that you would like me to answer there. And I will try to answer as many of them as I can, but I will try to make the video somewhat reasonably length. I don't know how many comments I get. I might get two, I might get 200. Who knows? Yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Have a good day. Goodbye.